Flosstube. Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd, 2022, and I am so excited that it's a brand new year. Last year has been so hard for our family. We've had 3 family members diagnosed with cancer. Then we've lost 4 family members, and 3 of them in the month of December. So it's been a very tough year, and I'm looking forward to having a fresh slate, a new year, and hopefully a lot of positive adventures in this year. So I hope you do too. So let's see, since the last time I talked to you, last time was I think December 22nd, before the Christmas hustle. We went to Christmas Eve at my mother and father-in-law's. Every year we make tamales. This year I didn't participate in making them. However, I am making tamales tomorrow, so that's exciting. But we did get to eat the tamales. That's the best part. And just being with the family is always lovely. So that was great. Christmas Day we stayed home, and I have 3 children at home still. 2 of them are 11 and 1 is 14. So we did Christmas morning with them as usual, open presents. They were excited, and then they dissolved into their room for hours and we didn't see them anymore. So got some finishing done for the end of the year that I wanted to get done. So that was good. And then New Year's Eve came. We stayed home again, and for New Year's Eve, I was in the last video that I did, I told you I was going to participate in Pam from Just Keep Stitching and Kia from Kia Bee Quilts 12 by 12 for New Year's Eve. And so that was 12 new starts, and in 12 hours, that was fun. I did it in 12 hours. I did 12 new starts. I used my 2022 bucket list projects to start, so each one of them have a fresh start. And that way each month when I get to one, I'll have a beginning already. So that was exciting. I had a lot of fun doing that. I definitely will probably do it again next year. And then in my last video, I just posted one yesterday. I'm not there visiting, you won't see me, but I finished 130 projects in 2021. Wow! So, and most of them are fully finished, but I did post a video. It's about 11 minutes long, and it goes through all the finishes that I did in 2021. So if you didn't get to see it, please go back and check it out. It's Flosstube number 6. So let me show you my last few finishes for 2022. One of them was a new start since the last time I saw you, and a finish, and it's by Stitching with the Housewives, called Snowed in Winter. And here it is, and I'm so excited about it. I had so much fun finishing it. Thank you, Priscilla, for the inspiration. She has 2 more that I intend to do, and I happened to buy this particular mason jar, wood mason jar, from the dollar store. And the funny part is, I only picked up 3 of them, and she only made 3, so I'm excited to do the other 2 and have them all sitting together in my house. I also changed out my Christmas tree, so now it's not Christmas, it's all snowmen, which I'm excited about. That was fun. I just changed everything out yesterday. I always take my trees down in January 1st while watching the Rose Parade. So my second finish is called I Am Home by Kathy Haberman. It's one of her anniversary stitches freebies that she has on her website. And so this is it. I wanted to do a bunch of them for Valentine's this year. So this one says, "With you, I'm home." It has a cute little button. I couldn't find the button that she had, and when I went to just another button company, they didn't have any more hearts in that color, so I found one on my own. And then I finished it off to look like a house the way that she did. She really does give step-by-step instructions for all her finishes, and I love that. It makes it so easy for people who are don't know what to do. You can guide right through it. So those are my only FFOs. I am working on a few projects. In my WIPs, my current WIPs that I've been working on, I was working on Winter ABCs, My Little House Needleworks. That's this one. I know it's hard to see the pattern in the picture, but since the last time I posted, I completed, let's see, here's mine. There's the beginning. And the last time I had finished the quilt. So this time I finished the two little snowmen, and then I moved down to the next snowman. So there's only one big motif left and the last of the letters, and I will be all done with this one. And I'm very excited. I plan to go to this thrift store nearby. They have they always have different little shutters, and I've seen mini shutters. So I want to finish off with a mini shutter, and that way it'll be exchangeable with all the seasons. And then my other work in progress is a new start. It's a freebie, and I don't even pretend to know how to say this company's name. I thought it was Crochet A Go-Go, but when I tried to look up on Google to figure out how to pronounce it, it's in Italian, and I could not mimic the way that it said on Google, so I apologize. It is a freebie pattern from her site. It's called Winter, so I'll quickly show you the pattern because it didn't have a picture. It's just a pattern, but it's freebie. So this is it, and I chose to do it on some 14 count Aida oatmeal, and I love how it's coming out. I just have the house to fill in is blue, to finish the snow, the two snowmen, and the other side of the fence, this fence, and then I'll be finished. So I'm excited about that. Those are all my winter finishes for this year. I'm going to do those, complete them, and then I'm going to begin working on Valentine's Day, because that will be here before I know it, and I want to have some projects. I don't have very many Valentine projects. So then what this main video is going to be about is WIPGO. So I am going to try WIPGO for the first time. I only have 8 WIPs that I've carried over from over the years, but I thought I would take time to show you them. I made my WIPGO board thanks to my friend Melissa. She's really good on Excel spreadsheets. I'm not, so she made one and then sent it to me, and then I just filled in what I wanted to do. And my projects are, the first one, this one is called Adventure Awaits by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm sorry, I think when I get nervous I start speaking faster and then I make word mistakes. When I got this pattern, it was a mystery sample, or a mystery sale, and you only got parts throughout it. Over every couple of weeks you got a new part, so I didn't have a photo, so I went to her website and I printed out what it should look like. So this is it. It's a map, and my plan is that when it's finished I want to hang it in my classroom. I teach kindergarten, so showing them maps with words is hard because they don't understand, but I thought this would be cute because it has little motifs for each place, and so they could see what different things look like around the world. So here's where I'm at right now, and I haven't stitched on it in a while, so I put it in WIPGO. My plan, I broke it up into different places on my board so that I could get to it, and so that's one of them. And my next WIPGO is, I started this last year in 2020, or 2021, sorry. And it's Lizzie Kate's Halloween Rules, and I know a lot of people have stitched it. Here is what I'm stitching it all as one piece. And I dyed a piece of Aida in denim blue, and then I coffee tea dyed it so it looked really grungy for Halloween. And I started at the bottom, so here's the bottom, and you can see it looks really dirty and grungy, and I love that look. And I am right here, and this one is Carve a Pumpkin. So that's where I left off. So I will be working on that. Definitely want to get these things finished. And when I was working on this one, Halloween came and I still wasn't done, so then I stopped stitching on it so that I could work on a different season, but I definitely want to have it finished so I can hang it up next Halloween. must be exciting. All right, and then my next one. Now this is my oldest WIP. This one's from 2015. It was a Plum Street sampler, and she put out 12 Days of Christmas, and she put out one day at a time. And so I don't have like a leaflet or anything. I just printed them out as I went. And so here I went again to the Plum Street Samplers website and I looked up freebies, and I printed out a picture of the finished piece so you can see it. And this one is neat. Like, it comes charted up, but it didn't come with like what colors to use as far as what floss number for red or green you wanted to use. So you got to choose your own. So here's mine. And here's how far I've gotten. And so I'm on the 8th day of Christmas, and it's not quite finished. So in my WIPGO board, I put a day, so each day, so that by the time I get done, I can finish it off for next year and hang it up for Christmas. I'm very excited about that because it is my oldest one's from 2015. And then my next one was a sal that I started. And this one, I think I started in 2020. And I put it in a folder because it came in so many parts, and it was a Lakeside Needlecraft sal, and so it's exclusive from Shannon Christine Designs, and it's called Seasonal Streets. So I don't know if you can see them, but I'll show you mine. I was working on it so well, doing such a great job, house by house, and then I guess I just got kind of tired of doing the houses, and I put it away. And when you see it, it's kind of silly that I put it away where I did, because it's literally almost done. I only have one row of houses left, so here it is. And there's the second row that I did, and the third. And you can see I have the fourth row left. I've also been trying to stitch the border as you go, and I've been doing the back stitching as you go. So when I get those last 3 houses finished, it will finally be done, and I'll be excited because it's so beautiful. This one, on my WIPGO board, I put one house per square. So there's 3 squares on my WIPGO board for that one. And then my next WIPGO, I was doing, in the summertime, I was expecting my first grandson. I was very excited. And the day he was born, my son called because he kept trying to come early. And so they finally decided they were going to deliver him because mom's health wasn't doing well, and they want to make sure both mom and baby were healthy. And so I had started a 24 hours of cross stitch, and my goal was to do 12 Halloween ornaments. I was going to do one every 2 hours, work on one every 2 hours. Well, when I started this particular ornament, I got the phone call that I needed to go to the hospital if I wanted to be there when he was born. And because of COVID restrictions, there was only allowed to be 2 people there, my son, and then I got chosen, which I was so surprised. I figured her mom would want to be there, but I got chosen, so that was exciting. So what I was a part of Shannon Christine's Halloween Club, and you got 2 ornaments every time she sent them out. And so I picked Hocus Pocus as one of them to do, and I didn't get very far. I think this was maybe an hour after I started it that I got the call. So here it is. Doesn't even have any words. So I will finish that up and then make a Halloween ornament for my tree for this next year. So no regrets, because my grandson came. He really didn't come until the very next day after I started stitching this, but I was down the hospital and my son was so stressed out that trying to work on cross stitch while we were waiting for the baby to arrive was not happening. So I just sat and listened to him go on about whatever he wanted to talk about and kept him company and kept him calm. It was worth it. My next one was another ornament from the 24 hours of cross stitch. Sadly, I got 10 finished, and 2 unfinished. So these are my 2. This one is from the Prairie Schooler Spring and Fall. I chose October because I wanted the scary cat. I think he looks so cute. And it's actually not far from being finished. There he is. I did it on, this is Rit dye. I think I used taupe and then I dunked it a few times because it was too light. But I like how it is now. And so that's 28 count Monaco. And as you can see, aside from my strands, it says October already. So I just really have the rest of the cat's body and the leaves. And then he'll be ready to be made into an ornament for my tree too. And then next on my WIPGO board, I was working on I think I started them, well this one I know I started December 10th because that's my anniversary. But I moved it to the WIPGO board because I do want to finish it. And it's called A Good Marriage by Lizzie Kate. Here's the pattern. And this is how far I've got. And so on my WIPGO board I put 2 rows to complete. However, because my plan is to keep stitching on it, but I figured in case I needed to set it aside when it does come up, when it gets called, I will pull it out and definitely do 2 rows. But my goal is to have it finished before my anniversary next December 10th. And then my last WIPGO project is When Life is Done. This is my tribute to my sister-in-law that we lost last year. And I did work on it. Here it's by Silver Creek Samplers. But I want to finish it. Her birthday is in February. So I'm going to keep working on it. But just in case I don't make it, here's my progress. I haven't gotten very far yet. I put it on the WIPGO board so that way if I don't, I can pull it out. Every time I pull this out, it's actually a little hard, I guess, 'cause I'm still grieving. It's hard to stitch on it and you shed a few tears, and so I'll get through it and I'll get it finished and I'll have it framed with her picture. It'll be beautiful. And so those are my WIPGOs. And so right now the ones that were called for January was WIPGO was number 2, and number 2 is the caterpillar cross stitch. So I'm going to be working on the Antarctica and the fish that's near it. And number 19 was called, and that's Lizzie Kate's Halloween Rules, and I'm going to finish the Carve a Pumpkin. So those are going to be my WIPGOs that I'm going to be working on. So that's part of my plans. So my plans, I decided this year I was going to join everybody else and use the Book of Days, and I'm excited. What I first did when I got it was I went through each month and I did my planned monthly projects. So my bucket list projects are all in here. There's 12, one for each month. And then I'm also part of the Just Cross Stitch ornament a month. So I'll show you which one I'm doing. They've called out which page in the Just Cross Stitch ornament Christmas ornament book magazine. That was last year's 2021. They did voting on what people wanted to stitch, and then they made a list of ornaments and what page number they're on in the magazine. And there's one a month, so that way by the end of the year, you will have 12 new Christmas ornaments. So you can either hang them on the tree if they're your jam, and if they're not your jam, you could gift them. So I like that idea, and I will show you the one I'm working on. So I put my bucket list in, I put the Just Cross Stitch one in, and then I put the WIPGOs. So those I put in on the side column. So here is my January so far. I just started stickering it. I don't want to cover up much in the middle, so I'll just sticker as I go. But I put the must do's here, and that way I know I have to get them done. And then that leaves it open for whatever else I feel like stitching. And then I'll record in there. I'm excited. So I wanted to show you my January plans. So one is my bucket list one that came up for January. is Lindy Stitch's Raven Needlebook. Love this one so much. And I had my start from doing the New Year's Eve 12 by 12. And it is right here. The funniest thing about the 12 by 12 is when you sit down and you have, like I had everything ready, except for putting the first floss on my needle, but I had the whole kit kitted up, ready to go, and I started on the hour and stitched the whole way through, and then you realize, boy, you don't get much done in an hour. It surprised me. I thought I got a lot more done in an hour's time, but I was wrong. And then I've already shown you my whips. I already showed you adventure weights, and I've already showed you Halloween rules earlier in this video. So I'm not going to pull those out, but here is the pattern that was selected for the Just Cross Stitch. It is page 43, and it's by the Little Stitcher called the Robin's Gift. So let me show you what that looks like. Sorry, I feel like I got sticky fingers. All right, so this is gonna be the, oops, I don't want to show you pattern. This is gonna be the January stitch, and I happen to love it, so this one will stay with me. I will not be regifting it, and I chose to stitch it on just a scrap piece. I had a scrap piece of vintage country mocha in 14 count Aida, so I'm going to stitch it on that, and I'm excited about that one. And then yesterday I downloaded a pattern from Stitch Mommy on Etsy, and she has a temperature projects that you can stitch, and I've always wanted to do one, and I saw this one and thought, oh, that's just for me. I saw it a couple weeks ago, and so yesterday I downloaded it, and this is the temperature tree. This is what one may look like, because this is her original one from, I think she said she did it in 2017. I don't know, I could be wrong. I think I read that in the instructions. So I chose to stitch it on some fabric flare, and it's called Magical Clouds, and it's a 14 count Aida, and so I had to do a lot of brown. So my plan is that each day I'll add one strand of brown to keep going to get the trunk finished, and then I'll do the leaves. So I stitched the base of the trunk and the trunk, and then this branch right here is January, and then the leaves will come all the way around this way, one for each day. So yesterday it was, the high was 59 degrees, and remember I do live in California, so I had to choose. She has 4 different choices of temperature trees that you're going to do as far as the charts go. There's 20 colors for leaves, and she breaks up the temperature in, I want to say 3 degrees in increments, and I chose the hot temperature to do because our weather does get hot, and then the lowest on that I think goes down to 50 degrees or maybe 40 degrees, and then it goes up to 110 degrees. So it was 59 degrees and yesterday, and it looks like today will probably be the same. So I'll have a second leaf, but my plan is that I'll do 1 leaf each day and then take a picture of it, and hopefully at the end of the year I can put a little video through watching each leaf appear, so you can see the transition of the colors. So I thought that would be a lot of fun. So those are my must-dos. I will continue finish up those other 2 winters, so I should have those to share with you next time. And other than that, I don't know what new starts will come, but I hope there's some great ones for both myself and you. And I hope you're enjoying this video. Thank you to those people who've made comments. It brightens my day whenever I get a notification that somebody has either subscribed or liked or commented on my videos. Being new to Flosstube, you get worried that maybe nobody's listening, but this last week a lot of you have shown me that you are, and I so appreciate it. I do hope I'm getting up subscribers. I think I'm up to 76 right now. And so I do want to do some giveaways, but I'd like to get up a little bit higher before I do that. I already have a couple of things that I've purchased ready to go as giveaways. So tell your friends, subscribe, like, and I hope you'll come back and join me again. In the meantime, I want you to be confident, be courageous, be creative, but please be kind. And Happy New Year. I hope that you get all your dreams come true in 2022 and that it's a much more positive year for all of us. We really need that. So I'll see you soon. Happy stitching. Bye.